I just watched this video and yeah, I just wanted to, you know, respond to it because a lot of the things this guy says is just outright false or like doesn't make any sense. He does say some like decent things, but it's mostly just like stuff that doesn't make any sense. I just wanted to make this video so that maybe he could see it. I don't know. It's just so weird to watch. Um, yeah, I have like 8 hours in Rising. I have 150 hours in Versus, the first game. I'm mainly a Tekken player, but I only have 600 hours as well, so I'm not like a fighting game pro or anything, but it's clear to me this guy has not played this game at all, so I just want to, you know, tell you that you're wrong if you're watching.
Hey guys, Blank here. Recently got Grand Crap Fantasy just to test some things out, and I'm severely disappointed. Well, I probably should have expected how this game was going to be after seeing all these modern fighters dumb things down to an infant's level, but I guess I had a sort of hope something like would be changed or there would be something mechanically interesting about this game, but no, it's not. It's just as dumbed down as the rest of the games. There's no execution, no mechanical depth. All the mechanical depth in this game is fake. Game is extremely limiting, yet obnoxiously overwhelming in how it wants you to play, for instance.
Okay, this part, I don't really get it because most games outside of 3D fighters are like that, no? Like there's a couple of specials, they have normals, and even though most games have Gatling options more than just the auto combo and like very few combos that work, like for UL light into light into close heavy combos or um too light far light combos, which you don't know about because you say something that's wrong later. But other than that, it's the same as like Street Fighter, other 2D fighters. I don't really get it.
When you start up the game, you're immediately assaulted by all these things that are supposed to act as like a tutorial because the FGC is begging for new players and can't.
Yes, we are begging for new players, dude. You talk about the tutorial a lot and say it like it's a bad thing. It does not shove the tutorial in your face. It's just there. Why are you complaining about it? It's literally just there. It doesn't force you to play it. It doesn't force you to do anything. It's just there if you want it and if you want to learn.
Accept that their genre is just niche and hard to get into, so they dumb down the game, introduce all these tutorials no one wants to read, basically going in the opposite direction of just play the game and observe what to do into, oh, you have to study this manual.
You don't have to study. You can still open the game and observe. It's just there if you want to learn. Like, I don't know, man.
Of things you don't really understand. I understand it because I played fighting games,
Good
but
for
other
you.
people would be overwhelmed and basically quit the
No,
game
they wouldn't be
after
overwhelmed,
seeing
dude.
all
They
this
would quit the
this
game if there was nothing to reference and they just try to go online and get completely shit on by some dude like putting some super long combo and then they wake up into another combo that's when they quit and they don't know where to go to learn. This is helpful.
It's nonsense. That, like, land an attack by hit confirming. You can be like, why? One of the great things about fighting games in particular is the divide between the professional player and the average player.
I agree.
Someone who understands the game and someone who just wants to play the game.
I
This
understand. Yep, I
game
agree.
homogenizes all the characters by giving them this.
Trust me, bro. You could not be the pro player in like you could play this game 5 years straight and you could not be the pro Grand Blue player. Like you have no idea what you're talking about.
Extremely limited moveset, which is starting to piss me off.
Yeah, this is not like that limited. There's 4 specials, and like each special has 3 versions. Actually, 4 versions now because the new fucking special with unique. Like that's normal.
In a lot of fighting games that characters basically can't do anything besides the one thing they're supposed to do. For instance, people I've seen people complain about jabs in fighting games being used as an anti-air sort of, and in a lot of modern fighting games you no longer have that. Your jab can no longer has that unique property to anti-air and be useful in different multiple situations. Every character basically has a DP in this game, which is
Wrong.
super lame. They all have the
Wrong.
same get off me option.
Not
There's
true.
no burst in this game.
There is a get off me option, which is also something you never talk about. If you press medium and heavy, which is like the guard break, same button as the guard break, while you're blocking, it will push the opponent away and you'll return to neutral. Like you'll be neutral, you push a guy away, it's like, but you use one of the blue diamonds.
There's no real defensive tools. All your tools are
Wrong again. The one I just said is 1, and there's dodge, which you also don't seem to know about because you never do it and you never talk about it. So yeah, you can dodge.
offensive. They have this guard crush mechanic, which is basically a worse version of reversal edge in Soul Calibur, which everyone complained about. Yeah, it's
Okay, that is completely different. That's a completely different mechanic. I don't even know what to say. Like this is if you hit it, this is the type of thing you use and like you keep track of the enemy diamonds and you use it because you have more than the enemy. So when they have 0 diamonds left and you hit them with the guard break, you get a guaranteed combo. And like they can react to it, but that's like the mechanical skill that you keep saying that's missing. But yet you complain about needing to react to something, so it's not a true mix-up or something. This isn't a mix-up at all, bro. This is not a mix-up.
in this game and in a worse version because you have to react to it, and it's no longer
You do not have to.
a rock paper scissors like.
It was never a rock paper scissors. If you fail to react to it, you should react to it if you can, but most players probably can't because they're new or they're average like me. I can't react to it. The game just came out. So when you get hit by it, you can press heavy and medium. You press the same button as them, and then you can push them away. So you don't get a guaranteed hit.
The person doing it can still lose. In this game, I think when you do it on someone and they like counter you, you lose these diamonds up here. You lose two of them if you counter them, and it's supposed to be like this. Oh, you risk it for the win kind of mechanic, and you get severely punished by taking more damage. Like that's, and you only have three of them. That's super limiting. That's not interesting at the.
The diamond thing is quite complicated actually. Um, I wouldn't say it's good. I don't really enjoy it either. But you have three, but if you hit them with your skybound, then you can steal two or you can steal one. Steal, by the way. So yeah, it gets pretty complicated in the middle of the fight where they hit you with the guard break and you think you have diamonds, but you don't. Yeah, but that's just a skill issue on my part. The mechanic is not bad. It's just different from what you're comparing it to. And it's not a mix-up.
Worst part about this stupid mechanic is that you have to react to it. It's no
You don't
longer
have to.
a neutral setting tool where the
It was
person
never
doing it
a
and the
neutral
person being
setting tool.
attacked both have a chance, a 50-50 chance to either, like, the person attacking can still lose. But in this game, you have these diamonds up here, and the person doing it loses only one of these diamonds, while the person countering it loses two, and it's supposed to be this risk reward.
If you press guard break and he reacts and dodges it, then you use a diamond, he uses zero, and you get comboed.
This fake risk reward explosion hype, like, wow, he did this thing, and it's not it's not interesting. Why is it designed like that? What's the point? And why is it limited? Why can't I just not do it an infinite amount of times and just be penalized by like having a chip damage, like worse chip damage or something? For instance, Drive Rush in Street Fighter 6 is mechanically interesting. You get punished, like you get punished by what was it? More chip damage. I think slower frames or something like that. Like
This mechanic has its own risk reward, dude. It's not the same. You can't compare it like that.
that's sort of interesting, but the problem with that game is that it's all focused on drive impact. The only way to play is by using drive impact, and like that's what the game is bounced around, which makes it pretty bad. So you can no longer do just run-ins and jump-ins and all this fundamentals things.
This game is literally all fundamentals. It's so much fundamentals, and it's because precisely of what you talk about, which is the technical aspect being so easy. Everybody can execute combos, everybody can execute the skybound arts. It's not that hard. That's why playing footsies, punishing air, like punishing jumps is so important, right?
That you would expect out of a Street Fighter game. You have to drive impact. This game in particular, its balance revolves around basically nothing. There's nothing this game really excels
I
at,
don't even know what to say to
which is
this.
over others. I noticed that you can't really combo your lows into
Yes, you can. So this is a big thing where he lost me when I watched it before making this video.
each other. Hold on, let me switch this. Lows can't combo into each other. They're no longer.
Yes, they can. You can literally do a too light, far light on UL, and it will combo. Too light, far light into any special will combo. I don't know why you're trying to too light, too medium. I don't know why. This isn't Guilty Gear. It's just a different way of working.
Your true combo. You can't
It is a
battling
true
because you
combo.
have this stupid auto combo.
The auto combo is there, but it's not the only option. I know you seem to think that and you're complaining about it, but it's not. And you don't know that because you've barely played the game.
Because of the limited move set, you can't really do your far slashes. And
Okay, this part also, what is he talking about? Limited options, so you can't do your far slashes. He's playing UL, and he's saying he can't use his far options. Watch any decent UL player, and they're pressing 5M all the time in neutral. What are you talking about?
basically never got to use my far slashes because I'm always close to my opponent.
I'm guessing he's always close because he only knows how to combo from being up close or something. You can literally just hit a 5M into any special, or not any special, into 236 light, 236 medium, 5M 236 medium. That combos. 5M 236H in the corner will give you a corner combo.
You have to be super far and position yourself awkwardly to get this. Like, why can't this be binded to a directional button? 6 6.
Okay, this one I kind of understand as a Tekken player, where like everything is bound by like a directional button and then an attack button. It's like a different move. I get this, but this game is trying to aim for ease of access to new players. It's supposed to be like a gateway fighting game, which is good. You might not like it, you might not enjoy it, but it's not a bad thing for the fighting game community for sure.
6A or something, 6C. Like, I want to do this move, not this move. Since in the actual match, your opponent's going to be all over the place, jumping and running around. You're basically never going to see your far slash.
That's
Or
so
want to
wrong.
do a far slash in the situation you think you can. It, it, it's like, is this like supposed to be Street Fighter or an anime fighter? Or like who is this designed for? It's designed for retards, basically.
Okay.
Retards who don't want to play an actual fighting game. Retards who just
This is an actual fighting game, my friend. Just because the mechanics are dumbed down, the technical skill is easy, it doesn't mean it's not a fighting game. You have your options, you have your footsies, you have all the fundamentals. It's a good game.
want to feel a win. I noticed that in a lot of combos in these games, they basically boil down to doing your auto combo and then doing a skill and then doing your auto combo again into like a finisher. And the damage in this game is so absurd that that's basically half your HP right.
Yeah, the damage is pretty high, I'll agree. And I don't know if you think the game would be better if the combos were less damage, but as a Tekken player, you get touched twice and you're dead. That's like how it goes, and Oki is way harder in Tekken. This game is like pretty lenient. When you're on the ground, you have so many options.
There.
By the way, if you play Grand or something, you can get like a 90% HP combo. This is not a lot.
And they say this game is perfect for casuals, but since everyone can basically execute things in the same way because there's a dedicated dedicated skill button, you're gonna
Okay, so here's the thing. The execution is easy, but if you use a skill button, there are disadvantages such as lower damage. So when you get to a certain level, People will use hop hop. So for me, I will use technical inputs on everything except for DPs because I need the DP to come out on the exact frame I need it. Even pro players use simple inputs, and it doesn't make the people that use all simple inputs and the people who use technical inputs on the same level, even though the technical inputs are already easy to do.
You're gonna be getting hit. You're gonna be getting knocked down into
If you're good, you wouldn't be getting hit.
long combos.
The combos are not long, they're just high damage, dude. Have you tried Dragon Ball Fighter Z? You get shit on for like, you get comboed for like a full 15 seconds, dude.
Watching this super overly long animated finisher and be down to like half of your HP, and then the player you're fighting against is gonna do so. Oh, look at my jump in mix up, which basically
Jumping in is not a mix up.
is just jump in and then just do an attack super low. That's not
If you look at pro players, they barely jump because jumping is so risky. When you jump, your opponent can do a down heavy, and even if you don't press a button while you're in the air, you will get a counter hit no matter what if the 2H hits you. So you will eat a ton of damage, and not many people jump in this game. I mean, you don't see good players jump that often in this game.
really a mix up per se.
It's not a mix-up. It's not a mix-up at all.
But
I don't know. It should be obvious to you. I know you play fighting games. Lows are non-reactable, and overheads are reactable, right? That's how most of these games go. It's the same with Skullgirls and like, I don't know, other anime fighting games. You're not supposed to jump in as a mix-up. Everybody can react to that and just stand up if they wanted to. The fact that you call it a mix-up and the fact that you talk like you get hit by this tells me that you don't actually play the game.
guess wrong and then you lose
You don't
the
guess.
match.
You react.
Basically, what the FGC was trying to prevent in modern fighting games was the one-sidedness, but it's still one-sided in a worse manner. The only difference is that now anyone can do it. You don't have to be good.
What do you mean one-sidedness? Who in the FGC is trying to lower skill gap? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't really understand. What one-sidedness?
Good at the game to do it. Now anyone can do it. Those combos.
Even if you can do the combos in this game, trust me, you won't be able to eat. You won't be able to beat an average player in this game. If you try to grind rank, you wouldn't be able to make it to S. I doubt you'll be making it to A. Like, dude, you say like this game is so fucking easy, but you clearly have not played.
Combos probably weren't the best showcase of the absurdity of the damage, but it doesn't matter considering how easy it can do, how simple it is, and how it just kills. And I touch you and you basically die because of how simplistic the game is.
Tekken works the same way.
Nerds will probably be like, oh, the opening you use.
Just because it's not Street Fighter, you know, a game where it's so poke heavy, like, it's fine like this. Most people prefer it like this. If you lowered the damage, it would be trash.
Has a lot of frames, but it doesn't matter because it's not that hard to open someone up to that attack.
It's not that hard, really. Okay.
Geez, shake my hand. People aren't gonna do complex combos if they can.
Just because you don't know how to defend against an enemy jumping on you, it doesn't mean it's easy to open people up in this game. It's not easy. Especially if you're playing in someone decent. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of options in this game, even though there's so little moves, skills, not many mechanics. There's a lot of options always.
Can win in 2 hits. This just goes to show that these players don't really care about the game. They only care about like
That's dumb as fuck. You're the one who doesn't care about the game, but it's because I know this because later you say you don't want newer players to come into the game. You want the fighting game community to be niche. You're the one who doesn't care, dude. Why would you want the fighting game community to be niche? More people playing means bigger prize pool, more incentive for fighting game companies to make good fighting games. Like, dude, never mind. You talk about another game later, but I'll get to it later.
being a nerd, studying. Oh, I'm
Fighting games are for nerds, okay? I don't know what you're talking about. Every fighting game is all frame data.
correct because I read the patch notes or I analyzed the frames. Like, no regular player is gonna really pull this up and analyze like
Everyone
inefficiencies
does.
of all
Every
this
average
techno
player does.
garbage.
And every fighting game has frame data. What are you talking about? Even though all these games have frame data. And I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't understand what you're trying to say here.
Who cares about this? This is nerd stuff.
Yeah,
Just
fighting
play
games
the
for
game
nerds.
and figure out how you're just play the game and figure out how you're supposed to play. This is all fighting games have become now. This shouldn't be the
It's always been that way. I don't know what you're talking about.
end all be all
Oh
of fighting
shit.
games. Frames and frame advantage, or well, I do this to you and
Okay.
my move should always beat yours. All this nonsense. It makes the game
Okay.
not a game anymore.
It still makes
This
it a game,
test,
bro.
this stupid quiz that you're supposed to do.
You know, right now it just feels like you don't like fighting games, man. I don't know why you play fighting games.
In the middle of the match. And you're at that point you're fighting with the game itself instead of your actual
No,
opponent.
you're playing with
I
your
don't get
opponent.
why people are settling for less when we could be having so much more than these fighters that are gonna just generate hype before they're released.
It's less in your opinion. Just your opinion.
Get released, the people play it for like a day or a week or two. All the tournament people stay.
Okay, so here you're complaining that people are gonna leave so quickly and all the tournament people are gonna stay. That's a problem with fighting games being niche, right? There's so little players. That's why a game like this is good. It's free. It's easy to learn. There's gonna be new players coming in. People aren't gonna. More FGC players just means like less fighting games dying instantly. I don't know, man. Like, why do you say you hate all this shit that encourages new players to join and then say something stupid like this? Like, you're contradicting yourself, no? How can you expect the game to survive if, like, no new players are coming in ever? Everyone's just gonna return, every old school FGC player is just gonna return to their main game.
While everyone else leaves, and it basically becomes another Discord fighter, a fighting game. You can only find matches on their community Discord or something instead of just playing the game. Like, even Phantom Breaker Amida has more.
Okay, so I looked up this game he's talking about, Phantom Breaker. I've never heard of it, by the way. But why are you talking about these one trick, like overhyped games dying instantly, and then talking about a game that was dead on release because it has no hype and no new players joining and no tutorial apparently because it's a perfect game for you?
More honesty than this game. That game is designed well. It has a lot of the same features as this game, like one button supers and uh, what else? The damage is also absurd. It's a super silly game, but it doesn't take away any features or dumb down any of the mechanics. It's still
The mechanics in this game are still there. There's just a simpler way to do it. And the people who can do the harder way do the harder way because you get rewarded with it by damage.
full of depth, like surprisingly a lot.
You're surprised by the depth of that game probably because you've played it. You have not played this game. There is also a surprising amount of depth in this game if you try it. Trust me.
Phantom Breaker Omnia tries to be a game first instead of this hype fighter.
First of all, this hype fighter you're talking about was released 5 years ago. Okay? They released it badly and around COVID times, and it didn't do that well. It didn't do as well as it could have. That's why it got re-released. It was a game before it was a hype fighter, my dude.
Which is why it's better than this game. It's better than Strive. It's better designed, more well thought out, even in its janky kind of unbalancedness. But no one gave it a chance because they want fake features that, I mean, are
What the fuck is a fake feature, dude?
useful, like rollback.
Features that aren't useful like rollback. Wait, did I hear that right?
That, I mean, are useful, like rollback.
Oh no,
But
he
like
said
they
they
also
are
want
useful.
these
Okay.
this frame nonsense. They want these stupid.
The frame nonsense. Frame data has been around always, dude, since fighting games existed. You just had to look it up on the wiki before. That was the difference. Even Tekken 7 back then did not have frame data in the game. You just looked it up. Even that game where everything is focused around frame data. It's so focused around frame data. Oh, it's you're -10, you're punishable. You're -14, you're launch punishable. And you need to know the frames of your moves in that game. And there was still no frame data in the game itself that told you all your moves, but everybody still studied it on the wiki or online or somewhere because it's important. The fact that it's in the game now just means it's easier for people to learn, and that's the point.
Tutorials and all this bloatware,
Tutorials is
and no
bloatware,
one
okay.
really gave it a chance or really thought about it.
No one gave it a chance because it's not accessible like this game is, which you're complaining about. You're complaining about this game being accessible and then whining about your non-accessible game not getting any attraction. What are you talking about?
Said, hey, let's take this concept further, or develop this concept that this game introduced. So it's disappointing. I think that's gonna be all. I'm not really interested in playing any of these modern fighters. Hopefully we get more cute girls
You're not interested in modern fighters, but you also don't like the Discord fighting games. I don't know what you want, bro.
in so I can do stuff in this game, I guess, with them. Instead of more dudes. Granblue's weird, man.
It's not that
Remember
weird.
to like, comment, and subscribe.
I'm not
mean-
liking or commenting or subscribing. Oh wait, no, I did comment and I disliked. But also, yeah, I hope you see this video, man. Maybe you should just play more. I don't know. I feel like you just haven't played. Here, I saw this video and I really wanted. It really frustrated me watching it, so I had to make this response. Sorry if I was like being mean or anything. Yeah. Toots.